Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to the Northtown Center in Amherst, New York for tonight's Fed Hockey High School Hockey Boys matchup between the West Seneca East Trojans and the Williamsville South Billies. The Trojans enter today 0-4, all games in league play. The Billies 1-3-1, 0-2-1 in conference play. Teams both looking to snap a bit of a losing skid as the Billies have lost 3 straight.
Yeah, and you look at the way the Billies' season's gone. They started the season with a tie to Iroquois Alden, which was a really strong game. I mean, in terms of what Iroquois Alden's done so far in ECIC2, that looks like a really nice high mark for the Billies. But as you mentioned, a 3-game losing streak, not the way they want to be right now, but looking to right the ship here against a struggling West Seneca East team that's 0-4. The last 2 teams they've played, some really strong opponents. They lost 11-1 to Hamburg and then 10-0 to Iroquois Alden.
36-4 is the scoring margin against West Seneca East this year. They've only scored 4 goals through 4 games. Last game against Hamburg, they lost 11-1. They were tied 1-1 with 3 seconds left in the first. They give up a goal, a ball buster at the end of the first period, and they weren't able to rebound after that. On the other side, Will South, the game-winning goal against Starpoint was scored with just a minute left in the third period. They were tied at 2-2. Scoring that game-tying goal is one of our players to watch, Nolan Feinberg, who scored the game tire halfway through the third period against Starpoint.
And that's a big win against Starpoint. Starpoint always a really strong program. We know they're in a different league, but nonetheless, Starpoint, that's a great win for the Billies, and a team that maybe the record isn't as bad as it looks. And tonight we'll see. As you mentioned, though, West Seneca East having that one strong period, and they showed they can put a full period of play pretty much together. They're going to need to do that tonight in order to have a good chance at pulling off their first victory as we get ready to start this contest. The nightcap here at the Northtowns earlier tonight. Williamsville East wins 3-0 over Amherst. And the story in that game was Andrew Jacobson behind net. Perfect shutout, facing over 25 shots.
As they read out the starters over the public address, we'll give you the starting goaltenders. For West Seneca East, it will be number 1 Hayden Dawson in net in the yellow uniform with the green trim, green numbers. For the Billies, it'll be number 30, Jace Faso, who has been their starter throughout all their games this year. Their backup goaltender, an 8th grader in Caleb Hennings. He'll start on the bench as Faso gets another start on the season.
And I believe this is Hayden Dawson's first start of the season, Jack, if I'm not mistaken. And the ECIC standings at the start of the day: Iroquois Alden 5-0-1, Hamburg 2-1-0, Starpoint 4-3, Williamsville East 3-2-1, Amherst 3-4, and of course Williamsville South 0-2-1, 1-3-1 overall, and West Seneca East 0-4. And they do not have the national anthem, so I believe we're just going to honor the flag quickly.
Sing it. Give me the mic, I'll sing it. I'm serious.
Jack will sing it here for us. So our own Jack Kreutzer was going to offer to sing the
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, there we go. I tried to help out on the public address. They're having some difficulties with the music here today. So we'll hope they get that squared away. Always looking to help. The game day presentation here at the Northtown Center will be underway in just a few moments after the Pledge of Allegiance here from the Northtown Center between West Seneca East and Williamsville South. We thank you for tuning in on Western New York Athletics for some Western New York high school boys Fed hockey.
And Jack, that would have been the highlight of my night to hear you on the mic doing your rendition of the national anthem. We know that you've been influenced by the Rat Pack, and you could have put some of that jazz influence perhaps to honor the flag.
Absolutely. You know, I used to do it at Cheektowaga. I'd do the public address, sing the anthem, go back to the public address. So I tried to offer myself up here for the crew working the game, but alas, they turned me away, say it's all right, we'll do the pledge instead, and I can focus on play-by-play duties for tonight. So starting in the face-off dots, it'll be West Seneca East number 19, Timothy Mychinski, and he'll line up against Jack Schaefer of Williamsville South. And the Billies win the draw. Off to a hot start. It's Connor Brown in over the line with a shot that goes just high and wide around the boards. Back to the point it goes for the Billies. Into the corner. Brown pokes it behind the cage where West Seneca East will regain control. Turning with it here is number 11, Colin Buish. Buish will turn and send it off the wall on the far side. Keeping it in for the Billies will be Ian Krakowiak. Schaefer's there to help him out. Now it goes down below the cage where Nolan Feinberg taps it free. Connor Brown plays it back to the point. Krakowiak handles it back to Brown. Brown, backhand pass goes behind the cage. Battling for it there are the Trojans, and they'll play it up and off the wall with Colin Buish. Schaefer digging for it. Also there is Krakowiak. He sent it to the front. It goes just wide and around the boards it goes. Early sustained pressure for the Billies. They send it to the corner. Now it's picked off by West Seneca East. Now down below the cage. Brown send it out in front and off the goaltender's pad. And hanging on to it here will be Hayden Dawson.
Couple players to keep an eye on tonight for West Seneca East. Number 9, Cameron Przosny, who has 2 goals on the season, 18 penalty minutes, 5'10", 170-pounder. And then for Williamsville South, you've got Nolan Feinberg, Michael Scardino, Jack Schaefer, Connor Brown, and Jace Faso, some of the names you may be hearing often tonight.
In on the draw for Williamsville South will be Josh Bird. He'll win it back. A shot is knocked down in the slot and able to clear it away. Here are the Trojans out off the wall in the length of the ice. Looks like this may be icing if it makes its way. No, they wave it off as chasing it down are the Billies and Trojans. Coming away with it here will be Davin Krakowiak. Krakowiak turns, sends it out to center. Here is Frank Palladino. Palladino not able to get by the defense. And it stays in the neutral zone where Krakowiak will play it back. And now the near side Palladino gets bumped off the puck. It's sent in by the Trojans. Here's an opportunity for Cameron Przosny, as Przosny couldn't keep his footing with the puck. It's held in, however, by the Trojans and Jude Alvarez. Around the boards it goes, back to the point, held in by the Trojans. Now out to center, stealing it away is Josh Bird. Bird with a wrister right on goal, and it's snared by Hayden Dawson.
And for Hayden Dawson, his first work comes easy, and good snag for the netminder as he gets his night underway here.
Face-off to the left of Dawson. Will South lining up with their third line now, as winning the draw will be the Billies. There's a shot from his knees coming from Noah Stoffel. Around the boards it goes. Now below the cage, the Trojans will look to break out. They will do so off the far wall as it tips off of the stick of Ian Krakowiak and goes the length of the ice inside Billy territory. Ian goes in after it in the corner. And number 13 will kick it to his stick and send it out to the neutral zone. Billies with a smooth breakout through the neutral territory, and here comes Derek Wertman. Wertman to the slot. He couldn't find the stick of Noah Stoffel, who was cutting to the front of the net. Around the boards it goes. Here is Eric Witt. Wick turns it, sends it into the corner, and now the Trojans will clear it around the boards. Keeping it in are the Billies, though, and they'll put it behind the net off the back wall as a hit comes at the blue line as Jordan Klein put the hit on the Billy defenseman. Will South still with possession. What a move in front of the net. The shot is saved by Dawson, and still with possession of the Billies below the net, as it was Ian Krakowiak with a nice toe drag in the slot, not able to put it on goal, though. Now a long shot from the point will be held by Dawson.
And Dawson looking strong so far for West Seneca East. And, you know, this matchup, you look at it on paper, you say, oh, 2 teams that are struggling at the bottom of the division, but I find it to be a very interesting matchup, and so far it's living up to the billing.
Face off to the right of Dawson. Shot goes just wide of the cage. Rebound, backhand shot from Connor Brown goes wide to the right. Schaefer down there. Brown pass to the slot. Nobody was home as it missed the stick of Nolan Feinberg and goes all the way down to the keeper, Jace Faso. Faso lays it off for his defenseman in Shane Neese. Neese plays it off the wall and gets it back from his winger, who plays it across the side for Michael Scardino. Scardino plays it up. Connor Brown dances around a man into the neutral zone, crosses the red line, and takes it himself into offensive territory. Pass to the slot to Feinberg, couldn't get a handle on it. Back to the point it goes for Scardino. Scardino couldn't keep it on his stick, and now an opportunity the other way for the Trojans. Cutting to open ice here is Timothy Mychinski, who took a shot, save made. Rebound Mychinski, sent it with a backhand around the boards and wide. To the near wall it goes, and the Billies look to clear. Out to center, stolen away in front. There's a shot that gets blocked in front. Stealing that one was Evan Doltka. Doltka still with it. Plays it off the wall where it's stolen away by the Billies, who in turn hand it back over to the Trojans.
And the ninth grader, Shane Neese for Williamsville South, doing a nice job in front of the net.
It's a nice pairing of the freshman with the senior Michael Scardino. You get some veteran leadership with the youth and the speed on the legs of Shane Neese. Good forecheck here for Davin Krakowiak as he almost forced the turnover and eventually does, as now you see Josh Bird send it in. Bird got the rebound after the steal and sent it right back inside Trojan territory. Down below the net, it's hacked away at by Colin Buish, who plays it along the ball. Now the Billies try to make something out of nothing along the half wall. It rolls to the Trojans, who will clear out to center. A chance here for Michael Hayes if he can win the race to the puck, and he does, but he fires it right off of the Billy defender, who was back checking. Hit below the goal line, no penalty called. Trojans with the puck. There's a shot that goes wide to the right of Faso. Around the boards it goes and out to center. Here is Ian Krakowiak. He plays it to the center. Inside Trojan territory as Josh Bird tried to find his way down the middle lane. He ends up playing it off the far wall. Turning with it there is Davin Krakowiak. Into the corner it goes, and a tripping penalty will be assessed to the Trojans.
Yeah, and for West Seneca East, unfortunate penalty to take there, as they've been playing fairly even with Will South so far, but now Will South with a decisive advantage, and it's going to be difficult sledding here for the next 2 minutes for the Trojans.
Lewis Miller heads to the box to serve a 2-minute minor for tripping. And we'll have our first look at the Billies' power play. Lining up in the faceoff dot will be Jack Schaefer. Not able to win the draw, however, as it was Cameron Przwanzi who won the draw for the Trojans. The Billies able to keep the forecheck on and keep it in the offensive territory. Battle along the half wall. Feinberg's there along with Brown. Feinberg comes away with it now below the goal line. Feinberg got tripped up below the goal line. No penalty there. And now Jack Schaefer has it in the far corner. Schaefer surveying the ice, sends it back to the point. Here's Connor Brown. Back to Schaefer, and it got tipped in the lane. Good work from Przwanzi. Feinberg with it below the goal line. Tried to turn it back and get the cycle going with Schaefer. Now he gets it to him, but it's in Schaefer's skates. Now he gets it to his stick. Schaefer plays it wisely around the boards, back to the point for Connor Brown. 1:20 to go on the power play as Brown laves it for Schaefer. Schaefer back up top. The near face-off dot for Brown. Skates his way to the middle. Takes a shot along the ice that got blocked in front. Scardino turned around and sent it back to the point. Nice work from the forward Evan Dutka to send it the length of the ice and hustle after it on the penalty kill. Dutka not able to win the race to the puck, as now it's Jack Schaefer through the neutral zone with speed. 3-on-2 break on the power play. Schaefer dropped it off to the middle. Feinberg passes shot. They score! Tic-tac-toe for Michael Scardino. 1.
And for Scardino, that makes it his second goal on the season. Now gives him a total of 6 points on the year. The 12th grader, a really nice job, and they had power in numbers there, Jack, and Scardino doing the job as really nice work there for Will South on the power play.
What passing there, as you see. Schaefer, Brown, and Scardino capitalizes to give the Billies the 1-0 advantage with 10.5 to go in the opening period of play. And that will bring teams back to even strength on the power play goal, as pressure has continued to be put on by this Billies team as they've got it and the cycle's going in that far corner. However, stealing it away here are the Trojans. Out to center, a nice move, and the pass ahead goes for number 22, and that is Jordan Klein, who took a shot as he entered the offensive end that went high for a faceoff.
I like the fact that West Seneca East is trying to get pucks on net early, and before that penalty occurred, you know, they were playing fairly even strength. Of course, it does look like the speed advantage goes to Will South and perhaps the athletic overall play, but right now, still early in the game, and West Seneca East with a chance in the zone of the Billies.
You see behind the cage of Williamsville South, the student section of the Billies, as the Williamsville South Pride and Faithful is here. Now a 3-on-1 opportunity the other way. Trying to get back is the defenseman for the Trojans, and he does so well. How about that play from Klein? Rung around the boards, back to the point. Scardino plays it. Scardino tried to keep it in, but it bounces all the way down. Right to the goalkeeper, and Faso will be forced to hang on to that one. 1-0 our score, 9:42 to go in the opening frame.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier that one of the wins, though, the one win for the Billies came against Star Point. Star Point actually in the ECIC2. I made a error in thinking they were in the NFL, but Star Point, one of the top teams in the ECIC2, so a very good win for the Billies.
Although that was a loss, they lost that one 3-2. Their one win came from Hilton on December 4th.
Okay.
There you go. But that Star Point team, that game was tied at 2 with less than a minute to play. Star Point ended up putting that game away with less than a minute to go in the third. So this Billies team has hung around with plenty of great teams in Western New York so far this season, as they tied Iroquois Alden in that first game of the year, as they mentioned. So this Billies team, while the record doesn't reflect it, they've got a lot of talent on this roster.
Yeah, you can see they do look agile on ice.
Shot off the faceoff goes just wide of the cage. And now on the half ball, it'll be Colin Buish who puts the pressure on for the Trojans. Into the corner it goes. Michael Hayes battles for it. Now out to center. Buish picks it up. I like the uniforms for West Seneca East today. Gold jerseys with the green shoulders, green pants, green numbers, white trim as well. Really creating their own brand West Seneca East has with these uniforms. A bit of a New York Rangers style uniform for the Williamsville South Billies with the blue shoulders, red pants with the red, white, and blue coloring on the blue numbers. Pass to the front as it's an opportunity for the Billies. Ian Krakowiak was there for it. Now Scardino at the point. Had his pass blocked. Off the wall, it's played out to center now for Michael Hayes for the Trojans. In behind the defense, here's Cameron Przwanski. The shot save made by Faso, and he hangs on for the whistle.
And Jace Faso, nice job so far. Good looking shot there, and Faso standing tall. On the year, Faso has a .899 save percentage, 3.19 goals against, and 5 games of play.
Przwanski, one of our players of the game. He has 2 goals on the year in 4 games played, one of those coming on the man advantage this season. It's one of the only goals for the Trojans on the man advantage this year. It's actually their only power play goal on the season. Even strength play here. Now out to center it goes inside Trojan territory. Coming back for it is Jude Alvarez. Icing is called.
And look at West Seneca East. They're still hanging around. I mean, it's still early in the game. Only 8:10 to go in the first period. But, you know, besides that power play mishap there, well, being shorthanded, West Seneca East still looking fairly strong here in trying to get back onto the board and tie this baby up.
Face off to the right of Faso is won originally by the Trojans, and now they control possession below the goal with Mychinski, who got hit, and he's still on the ground. And finally, we'll have a whistle. And now he'll get to his feet. Looks like he almost wanted a penalty call there, and he'll have a word with the official after the play as well. 7:56 to go in the first period. Mychinski seems to be just all right. He'll head to the bench after forcing the whistle with an injury. Player has to go to the bench, get a substitution. You hear some fans in the stands not too happy with the non-call on the play. Only 1 penalty called so far today, and it resulted in a power play goal for the Billies. 1-0 is where we stand with under 8 to go in the first period, and now the officials are going to have a word.
Well, it looks like there's, tough. All officials, no matter what sport, they're under a lot of pressure, and I'd say the officials throughout this evening have done a fine job, including the crew tonight in the nightcap.
And now they're going to have a word with the West Seneca East coach Philip Prinn, who we get a first look at wearing that Christmas sweater uniform on the bench. The West Seneca East head coach is. Love to see it. The holiday spirit is upon us. Yeah. Christmas Eve, as they say.
The first impression I have looking at the sweater is, it's a good look, and it's a way to keep your team loose and have some fun and approaching this game hopefully in that same manner.
West Seneca East still looking for their first victory on the season. Big open ice hit there as it was Jude Alvarez who ran into his man in Nolan Feinberg. Inside Billy territory, it goes back to the point. There's a shot, got blocked, and now an opportunity for the Billies the other way. Here comes Connor Brown on the right side. Slows up, pass to the slot, shot right on, save made by Dawson. Into the corner it goes. The Billies still with possession. Scardino steps up on the boards and keeps it in play. And now Brown sends it around the boards for Schaefer on the near side. Schaefer back to the point. It's set in by Neese. Now down below the goal. The Billies will have it with Brown. Brown pass to the slot. Nobody's home. East will clear. Out to center it goes for Evan Doltka. Doltka with a wrister that gets deflected on its way to the cage and goes to the sidewall where it's cleared by the freshman Neese. Out to center. I beg your pardon. And now here is Connor Brown. Connor Brown with a penalty coming up to the Trojans when they touch it. Behind the play, we had a delayed call, and now it will be blown dead with 6:54 to go in the first period. Another power play for Williamsville South.
This one looks like it's going against Jordan Klein. And for West Seneca East, unfortunate to be on the penalty kill again. First time around, not so good for the Trojans as they gave up their first goal of the game and going to be shorthanded here with 6:54 left to go in the first period.
So Jordan Klein will take a seat for 2 minutes. West Seneca East fans not happy about the call. They wanted it down against the Billies right in front of them by the Billy bench. However, it'll be Williamsville South setting up on the power play. Pass to the slot, goes back to the point now. Here's a move from the Williamsville South defenseman, sending it back, and now receiving the pass back is Ian Krakowiak with a wrister that gets blocked on its way to the net. Into the corner it goes. Schaefer sends it up for Feinberg. Feinberg surveys the defense and sends it over the near side for Brown. Brown back up top. There's a long pass for Brown. Brown now still with possession, got it in front, and now it's stolen away by West Seneca East. And an opportunity here if he can put on the wheels. Jordan Klein, I beg your pardon, that's Michael Hayes who got behind the defense, but he couldn't win the race to the puck. But he will do a fine job in clearing the puck and getting time killed on the power play. Just a minute 15 to go on the penalty to Klein. 6:05 to go in the opening period. Williamsville South sets up on the power play. Pass to the near side for Krakowiak with a shot that goes through the crease into the far corner. Hayes tries to clear it. Feinberg comes away with it, looks for the pass to the near side, and finally gets it to Ian Krakowiak. Ian Krakowiak had his pass blocked, and the Trojans will clear it out to center again. Hustling back is Connor Brown to win the race for the puck. The Trojans will change. Along the near wall, here is Ian Krakowiak. Ian stops, plays it off the boards, and he gave it right up to the Trojans, who will clear it. And oh, if that would have been grabbed by Cameron Prezwanzi, it could have been a clean-cut breakaway as nobody was at the point for the Billies. However, Jack Schaefer will recover in his own end for Williamsville South. Under 30 seconds to go in the penalty. Schaefer skates into the offensive end. Schaefer to the middle, left it there, turning his Palladino. He got it down to the far corner for Schaefer. Schaefer looks for a pass, gets one behind the pass. The pass out in front, the shot, and now was blocked by a stick. Great defensive work there from Colin Buish, and he clears it the length of the ice with under 10 seconds to go in the penalty. Michael Scardino puts on the brakes behind his own net and starts a final breakout on the power play as we're now back at even strength. Scardino in over the line. Scardino still with it to the half wall. Scardino's pass in front gets blocked. Clearing it off the wall are the Trojans. This one will go off the boards in the length of the ice for an icing. 4:40 to go in the opening frame. 1-0 is our score.
And a nice job killing the penalty there by the West Seneca East Trojans. They really needed to stymie that pressure, and Will South really getting a lot of opportunities so far in the first period. And fortunate for West Seneca East, only down by one with 4:40 to go in the first.
Face-off won by the Billies. Scardino's shot from the point got blocked. Shot from an odd angle goes to the side of the cage, now behind the net. Bird battling for it. It's still in Bird's skates. Now finally it pops free to the corner and out to the half wall. It's sent out ahead by Doltka. One-on-one opportunity here for Tyler Krasniak. I beg your pardon, as Krasniak's pass went just wide of the cage. Now sent to the far corner. It's battled for. Back to the point it goes. Long shot gets deflected in front. Knocked down. There's another shot saved by Faso. Rebound is cleared by the Billies. Out to center. Here is Frank Palladino. Palladino drops it back. There's a clapper that got whiffed on by the trailer, and it's still battled for in front of the net. Now back to the point it goes for the Billies. Shot to the slot, gets tipped and goes to the far corner. Going after it here is Tyler Trosniak. I want to make sure I'm saying that right. Trosniak, number 26 in yellow, wins the race for the puck, and now the Trojans will clear. Out to center it goes. Ahead for Przwanski. Przwanski with his shot that got blocked. Now behind the cage it goes for Josh Bird. Played around off the wall, and out to center it goes. Great work there from Jacob Loretz, as Loretz gets his opportunity being a sophomore on this Williamsville South team. Out to center it goes for the Trojans and Przwanski. Przwanski sends it deep inside Will South territory with 3 minutes to go in the opening frame. It's sent the length of the ice back. West Seneca East keeper in Dawson will lay it there for his defenseman to come back and take it with Buish. Buish put the body on his man, Loretz, who just felt the pain there. Loretz almost steals it away, though, as it came back for Dawson to play, and then Loretz got taken down again. And then Loretz brings his man down behind the play, and a penalty is coming up here, and it looks like it could be going to the Trojans, as it's Loretz who's still on the ice in the far corner.
Yeah, and Loretz definitely in visible pain right now. Hopefully the young man is okay. But once again, West Seneca East going to be finding themselves a man down, and pretty hard to tie this one up for them if they're going to be continuing to take these penalties. But right now, the attention on Loretz and hoping that Jacob can be able to return to action here.
We'll step aside and rejoin you after a brief intermission as the trainer tends to Jacob Loretz. You're watching high school hockey on Western New York Athletics.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com. Ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. Get started today at howardhanna.com.
Avoiding care can lead to worse problems. Don't delay care. We're here for you.
We welcome you back to the Northtown Center as Loretz is now sitting up 1-0 the score, 2.5 to go in the opening period. Tim, we've seen a lot of the Williamsville South Billies inside offensive territory strategically as Loretz skates under his own power. What can West Seneca East start to do to get back in this one? They're only down by 1.
Well, you know what? They had a good opportunity there. Trosniak had a good look on the goal, and the shot went wide, but just getting pucks on net. But right now, in terms of getting back into this game, the first order of business is killing this penalty that they're going to be on, power play rather. Killing the power play and killing the penalty is the first matter to take care of. But with that being said, you know, they're still very much alive in this game with 2:38 left to go in the first, only down a goal. And West Seneca East not really getting the offensive opportunities they need, though, even while there are even strength. They've had a couple shots on goal, but nothing of significance to speak of so far.
Here's an opportunity for West Seneca East, however, as they'll get the power play with the penalty going to Jacob Loretz. As that whole injury happened, Loretz was on the ground. He held onto the leg of the West Seneca East defenseman, which then brought down Colin Buish on top of him, caused the injury. He's now all right, sitting in the penalty box, serving his own penalty. Glad to see Jacob Loretz doing fine. Face-off to the left of Faso is won by the Trojans. Back to the point it goes for Buish. He plays it to the half wall. Back up top, they're looking for Buish as still hanging on to it here is Przwanski. Back to Buish. Clapper from the point is held by Faso.
And nice shot by Buish. And I stand corrected. I was assuming the penalty would go against the Trojans, but as you mentioned, Loretz takes the penalty back. So great opportunity here for West Seneca East to tie things up.
Przwanzi wins the draw, goes back to the point again for Buish. Buish winds up, fakes the clapper, now gives it to the near side for Miller. Lewis Miller back for Buish, who plays it down low. Quick passing in front, and the shot goes just wide as Timothy Mychinski had a look at it. Down below the cage, it's sent back to the point. Up top for Buish. Buish sends it to the circle. Great work defensively there from the Billies, but they can't clear. It's held in here by Miller. Miller sent a shot to the cage that's grabbed by Faso for a whistle.
Nice looking shot by Lewis Miller. Miller has 1 assist on the season.
You see the pretty passing from West Seneca East on the power play. 1:55 to go in the period. 1:17 remain in the penalty to Loretz. Back to the point it goes for Buish as the first power play unit stays on the ice for the Trojans. It's played by Miller. He lost control of it, picking it off for the Billies, and they get it out to center, but good work defensively as it will be number 19, Timothy Mychinski, who comes back to steal it away. And Mychinski put on the Jets, but he couldn't get past Connor Brown, who brings it into offensive territory, but a nice back check there from Cameron Przwanzi, who brings it the other way. Przwanzi into the center of the ice, dances around a man, goes to the far side, sent it out in front, and that pass just errs to the far side. Back to the point it goes for Buish. Buish at the blue line, plays it off the boards. It's chipped again off the wall. Here is Evan Dutka. Dutka tried to send it to the middle, and we have a whistle as the net slid off its moorings. Faso moving side to side. Couldn't keep it in the ground. 1:11 to go in the opening frame. 1-1-1, and it's a 1-0 hockey game. 33 seconds to go on the penalty.
Yeah, and it's key right now for West Seneca East to get at least one solid shot here with this penalty power play opportunity.
Back to the point it goes for Buish, who sends it to the corner. Now pass to the slot, misses everybody. Clapper on the near side gets blocked by Faso. Keeping it in is Buish, who moves down to the circle. Pass out in front. There's a shot. Oh, what a save by Faso. And it's loose, finally covered up by Jace Faso, and some scrumming after the whistle. We've got penalties that will be assessed all over the place. What an opportunity for the Trojans.
Yeah, you could see number 19 was coming in hot for West Seneca East. That's Timothy Mychinski. He's going to be taking a spot in the penalty box, but a great opportunity, as you mentioned, Jack, for the Trojans there. And I like the fact that they're showing some intensity. And right now, though, they're going to be even strength for about 18 seconds. Well, it's going to be a double penalty, so also number 9 for the South, Josh Bird, will be taking the penalty box. And I love the intensity, though. You know, both teams want to come away with another win, or for the Trojans, their first win, and for the Billies looking to get their second win of the season. And it's been a very entertaining first period.
Absolutely. 1-0 our score. Under a minute to go in the first period. 18 seconds remain on the penalty to Jacob Loretz. And we've got 2 players in the box, 1 to each side, as Josh Bird sits in the Williamsville South side. Standing in the West Seneca East penalty box is Timothy Mychinski. The officials will hand out the penalties as they assess everything here. We give a shout out to the off-ice officials as well, working for the Fed Hockey tonight, as they're figuring everything out for your online statistics and the official stats that will be calculated during and after the game tonight.
And meanwhile, Colin Bullish for West Seneca East having a conversation with Jack Schaefer in front of the penalty box as the officials are going to explain the breakdown.
They'll explain to each captain as Jack Schaefer's there along with Colin Bullish. 56.7 seconds to go. They start to throw the penalties up on the scoreboard. We'll read you those as we get them. Williamsville South gathering around their goaltender Faso after a huge save that gets forgotten out of this scrum. It was a very near goal for West Seneca East to tie this thing up with less than a minute to go.
Yeah, and we mentioned how they needed to get some good opportunities on that power play. They really did towards the end of the penalty. 18 seconds left to go, but they put the pedal to the metal and put some pressure on Will South, and good job there by Will South and goalie Jace Faso. Standing tall so far.
The captains will relay the information to their coaches. Schaefer relays it to his coach, Sean Green, who's looking for his first win since early in this season for the Billies. The Trojans still looking for their first with Philip Prynn. He receives word from the official. Seems like the linesman is lining up for a face-off outside of the Billies zone, as now we've got the penalties on the scoreboard. It'll be a 5-minute major going to West Seneca East's number 19, Timothy Machinsky. A 2-minute major will be assessed to Williamsville South's Josh Bird. 2-minute minor, that is. With still 18 seconds remaining in Jacob Loretz's penalty, looks like we will have some 4-on-3 hockey, you would assume.
And Machinsky really aggressive there. You could see that. He definitely was trying to make his mark in front of that crease area and wreak havoc. And unfortunately, he's going to take the brunt of these penalties, putting West Seneca East again at a deficit.
However, there you hear the official announcement for Bird's penalty over the loudspeaker.
West Seneca East penalty, number 19, Timothy Machinsky. 5-minute major for head contact.
There you hear head contact, and Machinsky doesn't like that one. All right, well, there you hear the choice words of Machinsky in the penalty box. Doesn't like the call. He gets a 5-minute major. The officials trying to keep control of it as now the penalty expires for Loretz. Into offensive territory with a backhanded toe drag is Przwanski. He sent the pass across ice. There's a shot from Buish. Got blocked. Buish again the shot. What a save by Faso. 22 seconds remain in the period, as the pass goes in front of the net. The Trojans aren't able to connect. It's cleared the length of the ice by the Billies. And this will come back. No, it will not, as it just dribbles and stays in front of the red line. So the icing gets waved off. The Trojans will take it through the neutral ice, and that'll do it for the first period of play. 1-0 is your score after a longer than anticipated first period. We stand with the Billies on top. We'll take an intermission and join you for a recap of period number 1 and much more here. This is Fed Hockey on Western New York Athletics.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, large or small, call 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab right away. If you are in pain or just sore, don't take chances. Call RES today and take advantage of their 24 to 48-hour appointment pledge. With no copays, RES will help navigate the confusing world of no-fault insurance with you, so you can concentrate on getting better. 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab. The most important call you can make after an auto accident.
Avoiding care can lead to worse problems. Don't delay care. We're here for you. Western New York Immediate Care provides quick, quality care for non-emergent injuries and illnesses. Go to WNYImmediatecare.com for more information.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated, multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere, covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Does he do car? Forget about it. How about home? Forget about it. Does he get good rates? Forget about it. And you're saying there's no problem too big for this guy? Forget about it. Paul, this is Johnny, the guy we've been talking about. Johnny, Paul Wolf.
Mr. Wolf, it's nice to meet you. Thank you for the invite.
Not a problem. It's Paul, not Mr. Wolf.
Oh, sorry, Paul.
Johnny, forget about it. For all your insurance needs, call 835-WOLF. And...
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, large or small, call 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab right away. If you are in pain or just sore, don't take chances. Call RES today and take advantage of their 24 to 48-hour appointment pledge. With no copays, RES will help navigate the confusing world of no-fault insurance with you, so you can concentrate on getting better. 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab. The most important call you can make after an auto accident.
Avoiding care can lead to worse problems. Don't delay care. We're here for you. Western New York Immediate Care provides quick, quality care for non-emergent injuries and illnesses. Go to WNYimmediatecare.com for more information.
Does he do car? Forget about it. How about home? Forget about it. Does he get good rates? Forget about it. And you're saying there's no problem too big for this guy? Forget about it. Paul, this is Johnny, the guy we've been talking about. Johnny, this is Paul Wolf.
Mr. Wolf, it's nice to meet you. Thank you for the invite.
Not a problem. It's Paul, not Mr. Wolf.
Oh, sorry, Paul.
Johnny, forget about it. For all your insurance needs, call 835-WOLF and...
We welcome you back to the Northtown Center for period number 2 as the teams have just entered back onto the ice. I'm Jack Cruiser, joined alongside me with Tim Morozic. Tim, this second period getting underway, we saw West Seneca East lead the way in shots in period number 1.
Yeah, surprisingly they had that advantage on shots on goal and really peppered a lot of action to the net towards the end of the period and finished strong, and hopefully they can continue that theme and inch their way back. They're only down a goal, and I'd say that's a good mark. They were 1 for 2 on penalty kills and 0 for 1 on the power play. So, but on that power play, they had a really good, strong ending to it. Of course, that penalty though by Machinsky is going to cost them a little bit to start the period. They'll be shorthanded. And as long as they can get through that first bit of the second period, it'll be interesting to see if they can tie this one up.
So it'll be 4-on-4 hockey for about a minute 3, and that's when Josh Bird will be released from the penalty box, but still with 3 minutes left on the penalty to Machinsky. What can we expect with a little more open ice out there to start period number 2?
Well, Williamsville South, their athleticism, their speed is really, I think, an advantage for them. You can see there's a bit of a difference in the ability that they've possessed so far in this game, and I think when they're on that power play, once that first minute passes, I think you're going to see them open it up and really try to extend the lead here. And they've had a nice looking start to this game. Of course, West Seneca East really coming back strong towards the end of the period, but Will South getting it done early in the game, and right now up 1-0.
It was a goal scored, with just about 6.5 into the opening frame on the power play by Michael Scardino. The assist to Nolan Feinberg and Jack Schaefer on a tic-tac-toe goal that you'll see on highlight reels for Williamsville South throughout the season. That gives them the 1-0 lead over the Trojans to start period number 2. 4-on-4 hockey for a minute 3, as it will be Davin Krakowiak in on the face-off against Cameron Przwanzi of West Seneca East. Of course, we'll take some time and chat about it before we drop the puck, and now the whistle goes. And we are underway in period number 2. Face-off is won by Krakowiak. Davin Krakowiak tried to put it on net. He ended up sliding it wide to the left. Battling in the corner now is Buish, who pins his man against the wall. Coming away with it are the Billies. Buish able to steer his man away from the puck in Scardino. Now out to center it goes off of Krakowiak and out to center. Scardino back for the Billies. Battling for it in front of his own bench. The long change is on for period number 2, as it'll be Buish getting it inside Billy territory behind Jace Faso, who lays it for his defense, and Shane Neese, who plays it off the wall to his own blue line, where it's held in by Buish, doing a fine job on the penalty kill. It skips over the stick of Davin Krakowiak, and out to center now. The Trojans will regroup in their own end with Przwanzi, who plays it to the near side for Lewis Miller. Miller on the 4-on-4 with 10 seconds remaining in the penalty to the Billies. And now finally it's cleared out to center. Trying to sneak it near side was Miller. Now out to center, Scardino has it. I beg your pardon. That'll be Frank Palladino, rather. Palladino got tripped up at the goal line. He sent it around to the far corner. Battling for it there will be Ian Krakowiak, with Jack Schaefer out there now as the Billies set up on the power play for the next 2:43. Back to the point, Scardino battles to keep it in along the board. It'll be Ian Krakowiak pinned up against the wall, doing a fine job killing the draw. The penalty, rather, is Przwanzi, and he'll gladly hold this against the boards the whole penalty. Now it pops free, and back to the point to Scardino. Quick pass to the far side for Brown. Shot to the near side. Schaefer almost had the one-timer. Looked like Victor Olofsson down at the face-off dot, but he couldn't connect on the puck as it rolls back to the point, and now out to center, as it will be Przwanzi, who puts on the forecheck. Brown gets it to Schaefer along the half wall. Exit pass for Brown into the neutral zone. Brown over the blue line. Goes around his man. Connor Brown shoots one. Goes just wide. Behind the cage, it's battled for. West Seneca East trying to clear. They will do it off the wall, but it will not go out. Not nearly so. Now back to the point it goes for Feinberg. Over to the side for Connor Brown with a wrister along the ice. Save made on the pad of Hayden Dawson. To the near face-off circle. It sends back up top for Krakowiak. Slap shot. It's tipped right in front. They score! Michael Scardino was camped in front of the net as the shot came from Ian Krakowiak on the point. The Billies are on top 2-0.
And really nice job set up there by Ian Krakowiak, and getting it done again on the power play. Will South, just like the first period, starting out strong here in the second, up 2-0 now with 14:37 to go in the second.
Scardino gets his second goal on the day. We'll listen into the public address to hear the assists and get that to you when we get it ourselves. Connor Brown handles at his own blue line and looks to break out through the neutral zone, and he does with Nolan Feinberg. Feinberg takes it to the corner, turns, looks for Schaefer. He ends up giving it back to the point for Connor Brown. Brown sent it to the near side. Pass across the crease, goes through everybody into the far boards. Now down below the goal line, it's tapped out by Scardino to the near side for Jack Schaefer, who waits for it and now plays it to the corner. Schaefer still with it, gives it back to the point for Brown. Brown still set up on the power play with a minute to go in the penalty. Billies play it back to the point. Connor Brown with a clapper that goes into the glove of Hayden Dawson. Krakowiak gets the first assist on the goal. That'll be it. So Scardino, his second on the game, gives the Billies a 2-0 advantage with 13:50 to go in the second period.
Well, similar to the first game where Nick Mendola scored the first 2 goals, it's Scardino, Michael Scardino, with his second and third goals of the season so far in this game.
Out to center it goes, off of the stick of Ian Krakowiak. And now Ian takes it through the neutral zone. Over the blue line. Ian Krakowiak sent it to the front of the net. It got knocked down in front, and Hayden Dawson will put a paw on it to hang on for a whistle.
And that goal by Scardino really set up by a great shot by Davin Krakowiak, the 9th grader, putting a great little oomph on the puck with some solid muscle and creating that opportunity with the deflection with Scardino.
We're going to redo the face-off here as the official blows the whistle. Maybe something behind the play he wanted to knock off, as it was Nolan Feinberg battling along the near wall with Colin Buish.
Excuse me, I said the 9th grader Davin. It was actually Ian Krakowiak with the assist and setting up that goal nicely.
Chipped out to center. The Trojans look to create offense with Przwanzi. Przwanzi's all by himself, and he lost control of the puck as Jack Schaefer steers it behind his own cage with now 15 seconds to go in the penalty to Machinsky. Schaefer looking for the breakout. One last opportunity on the power play. Out to Nolan Feinberg. 2-on-2 opportunity. Feinberg to the side. Takes a shot. Glove save by Dawson. And that'll do it on the penalty to Machinsky. They only give up 1 on the 5-minute major. 3 minutes of those solely on the power play. 2 on 4-on-4. So 2-0 is our score with 12:56 to go in period number 2. Face-off is won by the Billies in the offensive territory. It's chipped to the corner. Going after it there will be Derek Wertman. Wertman had it squirt to the side wall where it's taken away. 3-on-2 break, but coming back here are the Billies and Sam Ferrari to cover up defensively. Shot is steered away by Faso. Into the corner it goes, where Machinsky, with fresh legs, battles for it along the boards. Machinsky has it pinned against the wall. He's getting assistance from his team now along the side. Now it's chipped around behind the net to the near wall, where Shane Neese will have it. He'll play it out through the center of the ice. One touch pass ahead, and the Billies are into offensive territory. Here's Nolan Stoffel, plays it off to the side with a shot from a tough angle from Sam Ferrari. It's held onto by Hayden Dawson.
And Williamsville South dominating the second period. It's a real critical juncture here for the West Seneca East Trojans as they're down by 2 goals. And you have to think right now, if they go down another goal, it could be lights out. But right now, still in the game, just down 2-0.
Scardino's shot from the point got tipped in front of the net by Wertman. Up and over the cage, and now to the far boards it goes. Keeping it in play are the Billies into offensive territory. And now going after it will be Stoffel. Stoffel with a pass to the slot. Goes right through everybody and rolls to the near boards. West Seneca East clears it out to center, and the stretch pass just missed the stick of Trosniak, as the Trojans had an opportunity of a one-on-one. However, Trosniak never got it on his stick. Good play from Michael Scardino defensively. Here's a chance the other way for the Billies. They can't get a handle on it. Now stealing it back away is Will South. Shot quick on the wrister. Goes into the glove of Dawson. He'll hang on for another whistle.
And it's been an onslaught of offense for the Billies. West Seneca East having no answer right now. And they really have had very little possession offensively of their own. So things need to change quickly, as this game seems to be tilting much in the favor of the Will South Billies.
Back to the point it goes off the face-off win for the Billies. Seems like, Tim, they're rolling 3 lines very well, Will South is right now, as it's the 3rd line out there right now. I beg your pardon. The first line with Connor Brown, as he just ripped that shot just wide. Now here's a chance the other way, but it jumps over the stick of a Trojan at neutral ice. Trying to battle for it here is Ian Krakowiak. He sends it out to the neutral territory. Here is Griffin Oots in over the line. Oots into the corner, turning with it. And he gets put down to the ground by Buish, and then he takes Buish down in turn. No penalty called, and it goes down inside Trojan territory. Brown, one-touch pass, back to the slot for Brown, and he couldn't get a handle on it. Stolen away by the Trojans, and they clear it. Winning the race back will be the defenseman Josh Bird. He plays it across for Ian Krakowiak, who now settles it down with a pass off the near side wall for Mason Kibala. Kibala plays with the neutral territory. Here's Connor Brown in over the line. He couldn't keep it controlled. Now there's a shot from the point that got blocked by a man in front as Mason Kibala set up in front of the goalkeeper. Kibala will now put his big body behind the cage and win the battle. Shot off the side of the cage will now go to the far wall. Stepping inside the face-off dot was Ian Krakowiak with the puck. He goes back to the point. Now the Trojans will clear. Behind the defense is Przwanzi. Przwanzi puts on the brakes. Now dances around his man. Przwanzi's shot, save made by Faso. West Seneca East's best chance of the period there came about 7 minutes in as we approach 10 minutes remaining. Pass across the crease, and it was just out of his reach of Jordan Klein, who was waiting for it just on the side hash marks. Turning and firing it up ice and stolen away Buish, but he couldn't keep control of it. Buish, however, regains his possession, sends it now to the corner. There's a wide-angled shot that goes to the front of the cage. Klein was there for a tip as well, but it misses his stick. Now to the point it goes, and that'll be a glove pass as it was knocked down by the defenseman of the Trojans, number 4, Jude Alvarez, with a glove, and we get a stoppage in play.
Jack, I can't help myself. I have to say it. Faso Latida, the save he just made on... It was very, he hasn't had a ton of action this period, but Jace Faso, just a tremendous save right there, keeping the Billies up ahead 2-0.
Was that some solfege out of you, Tim? Was that do, re, mi, fa, so right there? Okay, I thought I was the one that went to music school. Here we go. I didn't know I had a fellow musician on the broadcast. Down below the goal, Williamsville South battles for it now with West Seneca East. Billy's up by 2. Pass goes back to the point. Keeping it in is the freshman with a shot that goes off of a stick in the slot. Now coming away with it is Przwanzi. Przwanzi backhands it through the neutral territory. It gets tipped in. Bodies collide, and now here is Lewis Miller. Miller with a shot right on. Faso the save. The rebound just missed the stick of Michael Hayes. West Seneca East with a host of chances here in the middle third of the second period. Lewis Miller will chip it in over the line. Przwanzi with another opportunity. Step to the middle. Wrister gets blocked in front of the net as Hayes was there. Back to the point it goes. A clapper save by Faso goes to the corner. And the Billies now will have to clear. Here's Palladino. He beats the defense 2-on-1. Frank Palladino pass across the shot just wide. To the far wall, the Trojans will clear as ice opens up. Przwanzi tried to put the toe drag on his defender, Scardino, and he did so, but the puck rolls inside Billy territory. Bodies collide along the near wall as the puck stays in Billy territory and stolen away by Miller. He sends it off the wall and below the net. Scardino will regroup. The forecheck is on for the Trojans as they change as well. Puck rolls all the way out to center, and it'll be Zachary Steinel who goes back to retrieve it. A chance to breathe for yours truly. Out to center it goes. Tipped inside Billy territory. Now getting it away are the Billies. Here is Jack Schaefer in over the line. Schaefer lost possession. Good work defensively by Steinel. Down below the goal line. Pass out in front gets blocked by the Trojans defense. Out to center with speed. Here comes Tyler Trusniak. Trusniak got it up ahead. Here's the shot right on. Save made. Rebounds loose, and they can't poke it away as Colin Buish had another open look there, but hanging on to it is Chase Faso.
Yeah, and Evan Duca really a nice job getting his own rebound, also trying to chip it in, but Chase Faso, tremendous in goal tonight, and the action has been fast and furious these last few minutes. Tremendous action on the nightcap here at the Northtowns.
Nolan Feinberg out through center on a 2-on-2. He's got Brown to his left. Feinberg put the move on the defense. Pass to the slot. It just missed the cutting Connor Brown. Into the corner it goes at the half wall. Pass out in front. Brown's got the shot. Goes just wide of the cage through the arm of the goalkeeper, Dawson. Back to the point it goes for Scardino. Scardino with a wrister. Tipped right on. Save made by Dawson again. Now to the far wall it goes where Hunter Kankowitz has it, rather. I beg your pardon. Now down low. Here's Nolan Feinberg. Feinberg goes back to the point. Brown. Kankowitz tipped it to the near side and will have to just shovel it deep inside Trojan territory as he almost lost possession at the blue line. It rings around the boards for Connor Brown, who sends it to Schaefer down below the goal line. Schaefer battling with Buish. Pins it against the wall and kicks it to himself now. He gets met by another Trojan there as Zachary Steinel came away to help, and now it's sent to the near wall where it will be Dutka who plays it out to center. Long stretch pass ahead is complete to Tyler Trosniak. Trosniak left it there for his teammate with a backhand opportunity. Cut to the front of the net, trying to jam it in, and Faso gets pushed into the net after the whistle goes. The net came off its moorings, but it will be still a 2-0 hockey game.
Great effort there by Timothy Machinsky, really slicing and dicing his way to the crease area and taking a little bit of a shot along the way. But I love the heart that the West Seneca East team is bringing in tonight. They've been all over the ice in terms of the deficit they're in right now. It's 2-0, but they're playing really strong, and they're looking like they're trying to do their best to score if possible.
2-0 our score, 6:31 to go. Tim, thanks for the Ricola. He just slid across the table for me after not getting a chance to breathe for a majority of the second period. We all thought this would be the more boring of the two games tonight. However, a lot more open ice and a lot more opportunities here, especially in the second period. Slap shot goes high into the glove of Jace Faso.
And Faso getting a little workout in the second period. A lot of action his way. And West Seneca East certainly trying to pepper some shots in, but so far nothing to show for it. 6:13 to go. Still down 2-0.
Face-off to the right of Faso. It'll be Derek Wertman lining up on the draw for the Billies. However, it'll be Przwanzi who wins the draw all the way back into his own end. Putting on the wheels is Wertman, putting on the forecheck, and it'll pay off for him as he'll get it now down below the goal line. Wertman tries to pass it ahead and getting it to Jacob Loretz. Loretz couldn't control it. It goes back to the point, held in by the Billies and defenseman Lucas Weiss. Weiss plays it to the far side where Nolan Stoffel has it. Stoffel looking for a pass to the slot that gets blocked by the Trojans. And now an opportunity for West Seneca East the other way as they put on the wheels. Here comes the Trojans with a pass to the slot. It goes just wide of the cage off the stick of the cutting man for West Seneca East. Now they have it along the near wall with a shot that goes just off the glove of Faso as he steered it behind the cage. To the near corner, here is Miller. Miller looking for a pass and plays it down below the goal line into the far corner. Stepping up and keeping it in play is Adam Catlin. Catlin battles for it and finally gets it poked off his stick as it'll be Ian Krakowiak coming away with it for the Billies. Plays it up off the wall, held in by the Trojans. That gets blocked in traffic, and now the South Billies will come away with it. 4-on-2 opportunity the other way. Here comes Ian Krakowiak. Krakowiak on the backhand. Got dropped by the defenseman Alvarez. What a hit in open ice play as it broke up the offensive rush.
Yeah, the ninth grader Jude Alvarez laying the lumber.
Out through the neutral territory. Here's another opportunity for the Billies, but not able to keep control of it was Krakowiak. Davin Krakowiak chases it into the offensive territory. Dutka plays it out to the neutral territory for the Trojans. Sent right back inside Trojan end as Shane Neese flipped that one the length of the ice. No icing called. 4:30 to go in the second period of play. A fast-paced second period as it's sent into Billy territory now. Off the wall it's played out to center as bodies collide in front of the West Seneca East bench. Poked ahead by the Billies. It pinballs around in the neutral end. Finally, it will be the Billies coming away with it here. Here is Josh Bird on the right side. Puts it off the wall and goes after it himself. Bird plays it to the middle. It goes high above the cage and rolls to the near corner. Davin Krakowiak lost possession of it, played off the wall by the Trojans, out for Dutka. Dutka 1-on-2, tried to put his move on his man, but it'll be a great defensive play by Eric Witt to get it away for the Billies. Chipping it ahead will be, and losing an edge it looks like, is the Billies' number 9, Josh Bird. However, he's able to get to the bench in time for the puck to come back out to center, and Scardino sends it back in. It's played by Hayden Dawson, who leaves it for the defense on the far side of the Trojans, who will skate it out with Buish. Buish through the neutral zone. Look at the big man skate all by himself. Fakes the slap shot to the right side. Shot save made by Faso.
Good-looking shot by Buish, and for Coach Philip Prinn, has to be pleased with the effort his Trojans have given him this period. It's been a really strong period. Lots of fast action and a lot of good, solid shots on net for West Seneca East. Just nothing to show for it still. Partly in credit to Jace Faso standing tall in net.
And I know the Sabres fans haven't been able to watch Owen Power in the Royal Blue yet, but this number 11 in green plays a lot like Owen Power with the size and the speed from a defenseman and the offensive capability. Pass ahead is just blocked. A great defensive play by Jude Alvarez, the freshman, who broke up the chance. It would have been a breakaway the other way. Now here's a 2-on-1 for the Trojans. Here's Klein. Stop, sends it to the front, and it got blocked. Klein looked like he lost possession of it for a second. It broke up the 2-on-1 opportunity. However, it's Alvarez keeping it in for the Trojans. Now along the near wall, it's poked ahead by West Seneca East, and falling to the ground there was Michael Hayes. He couldn't keep it in the offensive end. Now it's played off the wall where it's poked ahead and out to center. Here come the Trojans again over offensive line. Trying to battle for it here in front of his own bench is Nicholas Moran. Moran lost possession of it just in time for Jack Schaefer to steal it away. Floated high into the air and out of the defensive end for the Trojans. The Trojans will check up offensively. as it's sent back in below the goal line. 2.5 remain in the second period. Scardino sends it out to center. Tips off of Nolan Feinberg out to center for Schaefer. His pass got blocked. No problem. Feinberg's there to send it in and go for a change. Just over 2 minutes remaining in the second 17 minutes of play. It's a 2-0 lead thanks to 2 goals from Michael Scardino. Williamsville South trying to add 1 more to their total. They're not going to do it here as the Trojans and Buish take it out to center. Buish with a lot of speed lays the pass across as he looked for the cutting man, Przwanzi. Przwanzi goes after it in the corner, and he's got it at the half wall. Plays it now behind the net. Going after it here will be Jordan Klein. He's raced to the puck and loses the race to Sam Ferrari. Ferrari sent it down, and now back to the point it goes for Buish. Buish plays it off the boards, and he didn't have Klein free, so it'll be cleared by the Billies and Josh Bird.
How about that play by Michael Scardino, laying his body out, preventing possibly a goal there for West Seneca East.
In front of the net, there's a shot right on. What a save made there by Dawson. A clear-cut shot in front for Bird, denied by the junior goalkeeper.
And Hayden Dawson, you know, he's given up a couple goals, but he's also made some nice stops tonight, and he's getting some good action in for the Trojans and looking pretty good right now.
You know, and you see behind the net there the Williamsville South fans almost jeering the goaltender Hayden Dawson with that save, but you can't jeer him that much. He's had an impressive game tonight, facing a lot of shots, especially in the early goings of this second period, as there's another one that gets tipped right on that goes to the corner. Hayden Dawson, Hayden Dawson looking really solid throughout this second period of play. His only goals tonight that he's given up have both been on the power play, so you can't really blame your goaltender when the only 2 goals he's given up in this one are on the man advantage.
Absolutely
cleared out
right.
to center with under a minute to go in the second period of play.
A lot of positives so far in this period for West Seneca East, just still looking for their first goal of the game.
It's tapped ahead. Palladino tries to break free. He'll poke it off the wall and turn and go after it as he got it inside Trojan territory. Now a 2-on-1 chance here for Przwanzi. Przwanzi on the left with a shot. Goes just high and wide over the cage and rolls all the way to his own end, killing a final 10 seconds as we approach 20 seconds to go in the second period of play. Schaefer puts on the forecheck and almost steals it away for the Billies. However, getting it out to center are the Trojans with time for one last rush. In over the line, here is Timothy Machinsky. Machinsky with an odd-angled shot that gets gloved down by Jace Vaso. 6 seconds remain in the period.
And they're really outworking the Billies there, being able to get the puck back, and Machinsky leading the way there with a, like you said, an odd angle, but a very accurate shot. And Jace Vaso, once again, able to make the stop.
It'll bring up a face-off with 6 seconds to go. Face-off's won, however, by the Billies. They turn and fire it, and that'll do it for the second period of play. The fans wanted an icing, but a good job by Scardino to not put too much on that and let it go the length of the ice in that 6 seconds. That does it for the second period of play. 2-0. We still stand thanks to 2 goals from Michael Scardino. Billy's up by 2. We'll take a break and rejoin you with period number 3. You're watching high school hockey on Western New York Athletics.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, large or small, call 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab right away. If you are in pain or just sore, don't take chances. Call RES today and take advantage of their 24 to 48-hour appointment pledge. With no copays, RES will help navigate the confusing world of no-fault insurance with you, so you can concentrate on getting better. 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab. The most important call you can make after an auto accident.
care can lead to worse problems. Don't delay care. We're here for you. Western New York Immediate Care provides quick, quality care for non-emergent injuries and illnesses. Go to WNYimmediatecare.com for more information.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Does he do car? Forget about it. How about home? Forget about it. Does he get good rates? Forget about it. And you're saying there's no problem too big for this guy? Forget about it. Oh, this is Johnny, the guy we've been talking about. Johnny, this is Paul Wolf.
Mr. Wolf, it's nice to meet you. Thank you for the invite.
Not a problem. It's Paul, not Mr. Wolf.
Oh, sorry, Paul.
Johnny, forget about it. For all your insurance needs, call 835-WOLF and...
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love
If you've been injured in an auto accident, large or small, call 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab right away. If you are in pain or just sore, don't take chances. Call RES today and take advantage of their 24 to 48 hour appointment pledge. With no copays, RES will help navigate the confusing world of no-fault insurance with you, so you can concentrate on getting better. 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab. The most important call you can make after an auto accident.
Avoiding care can lead to worse problems. Don't delay care. We're here for you. Western New York Immediate Care provides quick, quality care for non-emergent injuries and illnesses. Go to WNYImmediatecare.com for more information.
Does he do car? Forget about it. How about home? Forget about it. Does he get good rates? Forget about it. And you're saying there's no problem too big for this guy? Forget about it. Paul, this is Johnny, the guy we've been talking about. Johnny, this is Paul Wolf.
Mr. Wolf, it's nice to meet you. Thank you for the invite.
Not a problem. It's Paul, not Mr. Wolf.
Oh, sorry, Paul.
Johnny, forget about it. For all your insurance needs, call 835-WOLF and...
No, the Seals. The Oakland. They had a hockey team.
Yeah.
Was that green or was that gold?
They had gold. They had a couple variations.
See, gold and green kind of look similar to me.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to differentiate.
Okay.
Yeah, but that kind of that kind of looks gold to me almost. Yeah. Whatever. That's why I let you do the color.
Did you see the Bills color rush game against the Jets a couple years ago?
Oh, a lot of people couldn't differentiate.
Yeah, could you?
I was okay.
Good to go. We welcome you back to the Northtown Center for period number 3. It's the Trojans trailing the Williamsville South Billies 2-0 after a pair of goals from, I beg your pardon, it was Michael Scardino who got both the goals on the power play. One in the first, one in the second for the Billies, and that will have them on top by 2 entering this third period. Even strength play after a fast open ice second period. Will South looks to maintain possession of this 2-0 lead as it's the freshman Shane Neese on his knees trying to keep it in. Almost a high stick there, but an opportunity the other way for the Trojans. In over the line. There's a shot. What a glove save. Faso reached up and grabbed it.
Faso says forget about it. Just a day's worth work getting it done tonight. Jace Faso looking great and starting out the third period here on a strong note.
Faso started all 5 games for the Billies this year. Entered today with an .899 save percentage, 3-1 goals against average. He's been stellar so far today for the Billies. Of course, the only other goaltender on the roster. As you hear the fans giving applause to the officials here. They haven't been too pleased with the officiating through the first 2 periods of play. Nothing they can do about it, though, as the faceoff goes to the far end of the rink, where the Billies will win the draw. Schaefer turns with it along the near wall, gets it out to center for Connor Brown. Connor Brown 2-on-2 against the Trojan defense. Brown with a wrister off the glove of Dawson and goes over the net to the near side. Schaefer still with it along the wall, pokes it ahead. He battles there with Buish. Buish will tap it around the net to the far corner, where it will be Steinel who lifts it high and into Billy territory. Going after it there will be Michael Hayes. Hayes battles with Scardino. Scardino has 2 goals today already, looking for a third. Will play it off the wall in his own end for Davin Krakowiak, who plays it to the far end. Brown tapped it ahead for Schaefer, who sends it into Williamsville East territory for a change. Stealing it away here will be Frank Palladino with a pass down below the goal line. Here's an opportunity and a shot, and a whistle went as number 9, Josh Bird, is sitting on his bum in the end, in the net behind the goalkeeper, Dawson. The whistle goes. No idea what happened behind the play. Tim, did you see anything?
You know, Dawson just got caught outside of the crease and was a little slow getting back. And as you could see, Will South was right in this business. But so far, Hayden Dawson not having a bad game. We touched on it last period, and for making his first start, not a bad showing so far.
Face-off won by the Billies. There's a shot from the point. Rebound. The shot right at all. What a save by Dawson. A gaping cage for Frank Palladino. Out of nowhere, Hayden Dawson sprawls and makes the glove save.
And he's just taking a little dirt off the shoulder. I love the way Dawson looks. Cool hand Luke back there. Doing a nice job so far in this game.
Sent around the board, chipped out to center for the Trojans. Here's a 2-on-1 opportunity. In over the line, pass up ahead. It was just out of the reach of Evan Dutka. Dutka sends it along the boards to the far corner, where it will be Davin Krakowiak who comes away with it for the Billies. Out to center, going after it there was Lucas Weiss. It jumped over his stick and now goes into the benches for a whistle.
Yeah, Dutka really had a great opportunity there. Puck just jumped over the stick, and that's kind of been the story today for West Seneca East. Just not able to capitalize, but having some good opportunities.
Face-off just in front of the Billy bench on the far end of the rink in neutral territory. Face-off is won by the Trojans. However, hustling after it here will be Wertman, and Wertman will work it all the way inside Trojan territory. Wertman still battling for it. Puck comes to the slot where the backhander gets blocked. Wertman comes away with the puck, however. Wertman still with it down behind the goal line. Wertman in the corner loses possession finally as it's the Trojans coming out to center with Jordan Klein. Klein with speed on his forehand. This shot save made. Rebounds right in front, and clearing it are the Billies to the near wards. Here's Dylan Wertman with it again, and he'll lift it into the neutral territory. Now Klein will go after it. He was offside for a moment, had to recheck up. In over Trojan line, it's Ian Krakowiak with a pass across the slot, and it just missed the stick of Nolan Stoffel. As it goes out to center now the other way. Here comes Jordan Klein. Lays it off. The shot goes wide of the cage by Przwanzi. Back to the point. It jumps over the defenseman's stick. Great work on the turnaround to keep it in play for the Trojans. Battling for it in front of the blue line. It finally pops free now, and it's kept in by the Trojans. Here's a pass out in front. Przwanzi, the backhander, couldn't bury it. Jace Faso somehow kept that one out. Back to the point with a wrist shot goes off the pad of Faso to the near boards. And the Billies will finally clear. It's set inside Trojan territory. The Billies will go for a wholesale change as Brown puts the pressure on. Now he will go to the bench. The Trojans send it up through the neutral territory. One touch pass by Przwanzi goes back into his own end. The Trojans have to retreat with Buish. Buish plays it to the near wall for Przwanzi. He cuts to the middle of the ice and looks for an outlet. Przwanzi lost possession of it. Schaefer's got it in over the line. Schaefer looking at his forehand. The shot. Save made by Dawson. And it dropped in front of him, but the defense was able to help him out and clear it away. Now it's sent out to the center of the ice. Turning with it is Brown. Laid it there for Schaefer. Schaefer looking for a pass. Schaefer on his backhand now at the half wall. Got squeezed out. Connor Brown with it. Sent it behind the goal line. And it rings around to the near side. Scardino steps up and keeps it in the offensive territory for a moment. However, he's all by himself as some Billies have gone for a change. Scardino can't keep control of it in the neutral territory, and now Buish will look to break out for the Trojans. Pass to his defensive partner in Steinel, who plays it out to the neutral territory. Steinel goes away with it. Here's an opportunity for Timothy Machinsky. He's all by himself, however. On his backhand, he sends it behind the goal line. Machinsky leaves it there for Dutka. Dutka back to the point. Here is Zachary Steinel with a shot that got blocked, and now Schaefer has it through the neutral territory. He got tripped up, no penalty called. Dutka has it away for the Trojans, in over the offensive line, and he went back into the neutral zone, offside.
Great action once again to start this third period, and West Seneca East doing a lot of great offensive work. And Jace Faso really strong in net, as is Hayden Dawson. Hayden Dawson, how impressed are you so far tonight, Jack, with the netminder for the Trojans?
Yeah, Hayden Dawson really standing on his head, although I think this Williamsville South Billies team at a couple times has been a bit too selfish, looking for the shot rather than the pass. As you saw on the replay of that previous 2-on-1, Schaefer was all alone with Nolan Feinberg. Here's another opportunity for the Trojans, but they can't get it ahead. It's stolen away at the blue line by the Trojans, but they can't keep it, and a penalty's coming up here. Looks like it'll be a holding call against the Billies.
And if that's the case, it's going to be a nice opportunity here for the Trojans on the power play.
Lucas Weiss will head to the box.
Will South 2 for 3 on their power play so far this evening, and that's really been the story. They've been able to capitalize while on the power play.
2-0 the score. Both goals, of course, on the power play. If you're West Seneca East, Tim, you got to capitalize on this one, right?
And they've been showing some good looks, so I expect that to keep on going and having hopefully some good shots here for them.
Buish sends it to the far half wall. Now back up top for the captain. Buish to the near face-off dot for Miller. Pass out in front, gets blocked in the crease. Behind the net, the Trojans have it. Controlling it is Hayes. Hayes leaves it there for Przwanzi. Przwanzi turns to the middle, and Schaefer picked his pocket and clears it. Out to center. Lewis Miller. Miller got it across to the defensive partner in Colin Buish. Buish slows up along the half wall and will play it atop for Przwanzi. Przwanzi sent it to the near side for Miller. Miller with traffic in front of the crease, sends one to the middle where it's knocked down by a glove of a Trojan. Now out to center, it will be Feinberg. Feinberg lost control of it. However, Schaefer's there to clean up the garbage. Schaefer along the far side with Feinberg cutting to the net. Schaefer will just tap it behind the cage and kill off more time on the penalty, and wisely so. Buish will skate out to center. He's got a bunch of open ice in front of him. He's going to take it himself into the offensive territory. Colin Buish to the far side and the near circle now, stepping in, goes down low, looking for the return passes. Buish trying to chip it up, and over the net is the forward for the Trojans. Back to the point it goes for Miller. Miller lays it across. Buish couldn't handle it. It's held in, however, by Buish. Great work on the backhand. Here are the Trojans again. Przwanzi with a shot. Nice save by Faso. They can't beat him. He's a brick wall in net tonight, Tim.
Well, we saw it in the first game where Andrew Jacobson pitched a shutout and looked tremendous, and tonight Jace Faso really holding down the fort for the Billies and helping them kill this penalty with just 26 seconds left to go in the penalty. Still 2-0 Billies.
We saw one Williamsville team win, of course, as you mentioned, a shutout for the Flames as they beat Amherst 3-0.
And another quick update, Nichols wins 5-0 over St. Francis. Big win for Nichols.
Wow. Nichols flexing their muscles in a couple sports. Basketball, they've got a good team this year as well. Good for Nichols, beating St. Francis. Monsignor Martin, every night, a good matchup in what seems like every sport. Now out to center, it's Connor Brown, one-on-one with the defense. He got tripped up through the neutral zone. Another no call as Brown got up and really wanted that one. However, the Trojans will look to attack the other way, and that pass just aired wide of the breakout man. A big hit in front of the penalty box, and that was Jude Alvarez who got rocked by Connor Brown, and Alvarez is still on the ice. It looked like he went right into the penalty box door. And now he's down on the ice, clutching at his leg.
Yeah, that was not a good hit in against the wall. It was, like you said, the door was ajar almost, and he really took a hard hit, and you hope he's okay. He's definitely in major pain right now as the trainer slips on the ice while trying to help him. So
we're going to take a break here on Western New York Athletics, and we'll rejoin you after this intermission. Thanks for watching. We'll be right back.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home.
Avoiding care can lead to worse problems. Don't delay care. We're here for you. Western New York Immediate Care provides quick, quality care for non-emergent injuries and illnesses. Go to WNYImmediatecare.com for more information.
We're back from the Northtown Center. 2-0 our score. The Williamsville South Billies are on top as the injured player for West Seneca East finds his way to the bench with the assistance of the trainer, of course.
And Jude Alvarez, the 9th grade defenseman, having a nice game so far, and unfortunately just a awkward turn into the boards and caught the bad end of it.
Buish in over the line as we re-enter play. Sends one to the front, and Faso had to hang on to that one. And he didn't really hang on to it, but the whistle went quick as there was a body in front of Faso. 8:58 to go in the third period of play. 2-0 is the score in favor of the Billies. Of course, our #1 concern here is for Jude Alvarez. We know this is just a game, and being Christmas time at all, we hope that Alvarez is all right on the bench and can bounce back sooner rather than later. Out to center the puck goes as it's chipped ahead by the Trojans. Now here's Frank Palladino trying to break his way into Trojan territory. Off the wall it goes. The Trojans look to attack. Michael Hayes in over the line, sent it behind the cage. Battling for it here will be Hunter Kankowitz. Back to the point, it goes for the Trojans. However, that shot got blocked, sent out to center. Here is Josh Bird. He'll just chip it in and go for a change. Dawson lays it for his defense, and they clear it along the wall. Miller came over to put a body on. Now out in front of the shot, they score! Davin Krakowiak falling on the ground, lifted it above the glove of Hayden Dawson. A 3-0 lead for the Billies.
And the 9th grader making his mark, Krakowiak, with his first goal of the season. I believe it's his first goal of the season. That was a big goal at perfect timing right there, making it 3-0 with 8:13 to go here. Actually, make it his second goal of the season, and Krakowiak really putting the final mark so far. That's going to be a tough deficit now for a team that's only had 4 goals on the season. Being down 3-0 is not looking too good as far as their chances to come back in this one now, Jack.
Especially doesn't help when you're missing one of your top defensemen, no matter what age he was. One of 2 freshmen, I correct myself, one of 3 freshmen on the roster, Jude Alvarez. Now you would assume out of the game as he's being tended to by the trainer on the bench. It seemed like as soon as that injury occurred and the trainer came out onto the ice, all air was taken out of the sails of the West Seneca East Trojans.
Yeah, and you can really feel it even in the arena. I think everyone in the stands is hoping that Jude is okay. It definitely looked like an awkward hit into the boards, and we saw it from a pretty good perspective. But, you know, as far as the edge he caught into it, you know, you just hope he's going to be okay to, like you said, with the holidays around the corner here, hopefully he'll be all right.
So there you have it. The goal reads as Davin Krakowiak from Frank Palladino and Noah Stoffel. With 8:13 to go in the third, 3-0 is where we stand. In over the line, here comes Ian Krakowiak. Lays it off for Connor Brown, who's in the middle with a shot from the slot that goes just wide of the cage. Into the corner it goes. Battling for it here is Ian Krakowiak. Back to the point it goes. Pass across ice as the Billies set up on the power play. To the far side. Schaefer sent it down low to Feinberg. Feinberg as the rotation is on for the Billies. Feinberg to the near point. Pass back to Feinberg. Feinberg's shot tips off a stick and goes out of play.
Pretty interesting area right now. We got two West Seneca East players in the penalty box, and the young fans are hovering over the box trying to gain the attention of the Trojan players, but I'm sure they don't want to see that after getting a misconduct penalty and more.
Face-off won by the Billies on the power play. Feinberg gets the return pass from Brown. Now Feinberg has it. Below the face-off dot, now circles back to the half wall. Feinberg sets a cross-ice pass up for Schaefer on the far side. Schaefer's shot along the ice gets blocked in front. Nice move there by Buish, and then puts the body on in the corner. However, he's all by himself doing the work below the goal line, Buish is, on the penalty kill unit. Pass up top. Ian Krakowiak almost lost control. Gets it across now for Schaefer. Schaefer down low. One-touch pass back for Schaefer to the side of the net. Couldn't get handled by Connor Brown. It's played off the wall back to the point. Ian Krakowiak with it. 20 seconds left on the penalty. That was assessed to Cameron Przwanski. Down low, Schaefer looking for a pass. Schaefer with the pressure on him now takes it behind the net and sends it up to Feinberg. Cross ice pass here for Ian Krakowiak's shot. That one got blocked and goes below the cage. Miller was there, tried to clear it, took an odd hop off the wall, stays inside Trojan territory, now sent the length of the ice all the way down. No icing. Winning the race there is Timothy Machinsky. Machinsky's all by himself. Turnaround shot saved by Faso, and then Machinsky got rocked, and he's on the ice now. No penalty, no whistle. We continue as now this is going to get ugly. Bodies pile up in the crease. This isn't what you want. Now you see the Trojans. You saw a guy just come in over the top and start throwing haymakers.
Yeah, and the referees really need to control it as we're looking at, looks like slap shot-esque hockey here.
If I'm the coach, Philip Print, I'm yelling at my team to knock it off. You're down 3-0. You haven't won a game all year. This isn't what you should be doing. As you saw multiple Trojans fly over, and now players are leaving the Trojan bench to get involved.
And someone's got to step in. The coaches, as you mentioned.
The coaches got to do something here. As the goaltender's now coming from the other end of the ice. Hayden Dawson now wants to drop the mitts as Faso was involved at one end of the ice. Faso's on the ground. Dawson's there. Still, coaches aren't saying a thing.
And you have to think the referees have to do a little better job keeping control of this at this point. They have to make sure that these players.
Bodies hit the deck again now behind the cage.
Of course, the fans are mixed emotions here.
You can't have that. To me, that's on coaching. You see players do that, and the coaches are standing with their hands in their pockets, not saying a thing to their players on the ice. I don't care whether you're wearing a suit or a Christmas sweater. You can't do that. Your players need to control their tempers on the ice. You just had a player get injured earlier in this contest. You have to understand it's just a game, as now the penalty boxes are full. And we're going to have to keep an eye on the boxes as they're very close with an open window between the two. 4 Trojans now stand in the box in front of us. 2 Billies to the left of us.
Well,
Scardino and Feinberg in the box for the Billies. In the box for the Trojans, it'll be Steinel. He's joined by Jordan Klein. Also in there is Tyler Trosniak. And they're all joining Przwanski. And there's about 5 more Trojans that are looking for penalties here as well. And they're all jabber-jawing with the official in front of the penalty box with 5:50 to go in the third.
And Jack, as you mentioned, the coaches, neither bench really did much to try to curb the mayhem that was. And you could see it was just escalating. It started, looked like number 22 was the original, number 22, Jordan Klein, one of the key members to the original instigation of the whole matter. But, at this point in the game, I'm not so sure they're going to be able to even calm the emotions once play resumes.
Of course, the officials will try to do their best. We're going to take a break. I guarantee you we're going to come back. They're not going to have this thing sorted out. So we'll take a nice long intermission here and join you on the other side. You're watching high school hockey on Western New York Athletics.
Avoiding care can lead to worse problems. Don't delay care. We're here for you.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home.
One net off its moorings in the corner of the lonely end of the rink. 18 sticks on the ice, some water bottles, and helmets galore. As we've got a full house in the box in front of us for West Seneca East. 4 Trojans sit there, 2 Billies to the left of them.
And there were punches thrown, and there were about 3 or 4 different pile-ups where it looked like a couple different, and a lot of emotions running high right now on both sides of the ice. And, of course, you have to think that all started with Jude Alvarez getting hurt, and going down by that third goal and things just not working out the way the Trojans wanted to, and right there it was just a complete mayhem.
And for a team that, quite frankly, has gotten outscored by 40 goals this season, that's not the temper you want to see from your team that has played a tremendous game up until this point. It's been such a back-and-forth battle throughout the first 2.5 periods of this one. That third goal really almost seals the deal for Williamsville South, but at the same time, before that third goal had been scored, it was spirited, but it was good hockey, back and forth, open ice. Even the hits were clean for the most part.
Yeah, and you look at someone like Cam Buish, who has had a great game, and it's hard to believe he does not have a point on the season. And, just a lot of good, talented players on this West Seneca East team, and you could see their frustrations really mounted to a point where they peaked, and you don't see it too often, but the referees really, I was a little bit critical saying they could have done more, but the fact was there were about 4 different separate melees going on at the same time, and all of them equally intense, very hard to control, and as you mentioned, neither coach looking to step in and do much to control that.
Only 2 officials as well in high school hockey, so with 10, 11 players involved, we'll take another break. We'll be back after this. This is Western New York Athletics.
When you're ready to buy a home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com. You can find new listings before they appear anywhere else and refine your search for immediate notifications of similar properties. Plus, get pre-qualified to make your offer stronger and connect with a local Howard Hanna agent who knows your area and how to close the deal. So when you're ready to buy, visit howardhanna.com and find your home fast.
I love being home.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
Avoiding care can lead to worse problems. Don't delay care. We're here for you. Western New York Immediate Care provides quick, quality care for non-emergent injuries and illnesses. Go to WNYImmediatecare.com for more information.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
We welcome you back to the Northtown Center. We want to let our fans know that you can tune in on Western New York Athletics on our streaming services and on YouTube. We're airing another contest right now. It's boys high school basketball. Amherst and Kenmore West, they're in a heated battle right now in the third quarter. You can tune in on that one at YouTube or any of our streaming platforms. Ken West and Amherst boys basketball as they get things squared away here from the Northtown Center.
And just to clarify about the coaches and how they could have possibly have done something to curb the violence, in all fairness, it's hard to see what went on either bench. There was some speculation that maybe a player or two left the West Seneca East bench, and that still will have to be confirmed, but I do believe there was at least one player that left the bench, and it is difficult for a coach, easy for us to say, well, they could do more to control it, but that whole scene was very much out of control, and once it escalated to the point that it did, Jack, it was you knew it was going to take a while to subside and to find a way to just ease into back to play, and they're still having a difficult time getting things situated as we've been now good 5 minutes off the ice here, at least probably approaching close to 10 now.
Down behind the Williamsville South bench, behind the Williamsville South net rather, we just saw 3 or 4 Billies, including the goalkeeper Faso, skate off and give high fives to their fans and head into the locker room. I could only assume, as now they'll send a couple Trojans out to their locker room the other way.
And you look at the net where Faso was at, and that net is still very much disarray. It looks like mayhem's still back there, and you know, I couldn't help but think of the movie Slapshot and how things were just always in complete disarray.
I tell you, a couple of the Trojans looked like the Hanson brothers out there as they came in. It all started right in front of the cage with a clean open ice hit. I think that should be definitely something to note, is that there was just a clean hit on Klein as he came in. He was all by himself. It was a 1-on-3. He won the race down to the goal line. He turned around and took a nice snapshot on goal. An easy save for Faso as he was the only one on the attack. However, after that, he got hit hard by the defenseman of Will South, and then a Trojan came in to, quote, the rescue, and starts throwing haymakers over the top on a player over the bench of Faso. Faso then has to get involved because he's getting pushed and shoved, and that's when all mayhem broke loose, as then players came from all ends of the rink starting throwing punches, everyone just trying to get a piece of somebody else. So
and it looks
props to the officials for trying to square this one all out.
It looks like Philip Prynn not quite sure how to react based on what he's seeing, and half his team basically almost leaving the rink because of the ejections here. And just a crazy scene here at Northtown Center on the eve of Christmas Eve, as you mentioned, Jack. Not necessarily holiday cheer here on the ice.
So really interesting to note is the only other goaltender on the roster for the Billies is number 1, Caleb Hennings. He's an 8th grader. However, he's nowhere to be seen on the bench. We're not even sure if Will South has a goaltender dressed. Yeah, Jace Faso we saw leave the playing area as he was greeted by some waves and cheers from his fans. He'll leave today with a 0 goals against average. I mean, it was an incredible game from Faso. If you can take this scrum out of it and all that came out of it, it was an incredible game of hockey that we've seen up until 5:50 to go in the third. This live stream's going to be an extra 30 minutes on YouTube, so hopefully you can skim through and see on the replay how much great hockey there was. Open ice play, open hits, open shots, really opened up all in that second period.
Yeah, both teams playing hard, and you knew that West Seneca East played with a chip on their shoulder the whole night. They were making some great shots on net, and Faso was basically up to task on every shot, close to probably about 23, 25 saves on net. He was just fantastic, but as you mentioned, nowhere to be found right now, and no one really looking like they're dressed to play goalie at this point. So maybe there's someone getting dressed in the back locker room. Who knows? At this point, it's still very much undecided as the net has not made it back to its natural position, and doesn't look like there are a whole lot of answers going on at this point as to what's going to go on for that goaltending position for Will South.
You know, Tim, I offered myself as an anthem singer before the game. I'm ready to throw on the pads. I'll get in goal for the Billies if they need me.
That's it.
For the final 5:50, I might give in 1 or 2, but I'm not going to blow a 3-0 lead. I can guarantee you that. So call me over there, Coach Green. I'm ready to go. I'll throw on the pads and get in that. As we look ahead on the schedules on a more serious note, West Seneca East we'll see how suspensions play out of all of this, as you can only assume the section and the conferences are going to want to look at this tape and see what happened, and I'm sure there will be more assessing of penalties and suspensions after this game. This isn't the last game of the 2021 calendar year for West Seneca East. They're still going to play Newport at 7 o'clock on Monday, the 27th, after the holiday weekend. Then into the new year, they play Amherst on Friday the 7th for the first of a back-to-back, where then they take on Starpoint on the road on the 8th for the Williamsville South Billies. This is it for the 2021 calendar year against West Seneca East, as we can only assume they'll walk off with another win on the year. They'll play Williamsville East in a rivalry game on Thursday, January 6th at 6 p.m. We'll have that game for you right here on Western New York Athletics, as the Billies and the Flames will face off for a rivalry game there. And then a week later, we'll be right back with you for Thursday, January 13th.
And how about this?
Amherst.
How about this, Jack? We've got Ian Krakowiak for Will South behind the net. It looked like he was going to be behind net, and this could get very interesting if we don't have a regular goalie. It could be a wild and woolly finish to this third period, which has already been a memorable game for better or for worse.
So it looks like Krakowiak will be skating to the net. He doesn't have any padding on to play goal. One of the craziest sights you'll see.
Reminds me of back in the day playing pond hockey, where somebody had to stand between the pipes and maybe wasn't dressed for it.
It's just a game of shinny at this point, Tim.
No question about it.
Krakowiak, getting himself familiar with the netting, wants to set up his stick in the net as if it is a game of shinny. At this point, all rules are thrown out the book, it seems like. Players have been tossed. Goaltenders have been tossed. So Krakowiak's going to play goal with no padding. Never seen this before. I have never, in my career of watching and calling hockey, seen a skater in net. We'll see how West Seneca East can do. And this game's going to count regardless. So now without padding, Williamsville South will have to defend their own goal in a strong defensive effort. That one right on goal from their own end. Big save there from Krakowiak. Here's the opportunity we've been waiting for. The Trojans set up in the offensive zone. That one came out of the zone, and offsides is called. And the Billy fans are loving every minute of this defense as they cheer on their new goaltender, Ian Krakowiak.
And the good news for Will South is there's only 5 minutes, 20 seconds left to go in this period and in the game. If they can just muster the defense up to hold off that attack without a regular goalie, it should be interesting, though.
If you're just tuning in, no, this is not a joke. There was ejections. There was a scrum. It took about 30 minutes to figure out. Williamsville South's goaltender, Jace Faso, after recording a shutout 2.5 periods into the third, gets tossed for fighting. So now they've got a defenseman in sophomore, number 13, Ian Krakowiak in goal, and he makes another save as that one was sent in, and he'll try to fire it the length of the ice. It gets to the point. There's a shot from the point that gets blocked again in front. The Billies pile the defenseman in front, and now they're just trying to block it in front. It gets blocked again. Down it goes to the point. Miller sets up. To believe that a goal being scored on a skater will count for the record books is unbelievable. Out to center it goes. Here's an opportunity for the Billies in over the line. Davin Krakowiak with a shot. Save made. Frank Palladino along the boards. West Seneca East tries to clear, and they will do so. Out to center. Miller with a smooth move through the neutral zone brings it in. Miller got hit there, but he turns and still keeps possession. Backhands it towards the front of the net. Great work defensively from the Billies as a minute and a half has already gone by, and it goes out to the neutral zone again. Trojans with 4 minutes remaining, down 3, playing against a skater in goal. We'll see how they do. This one cleared to the point, not out. Slap shot gets blocked in front. Out to center it goes for Noah Stoffel. Stoffel along the right wing. Shot goes just wide of the cage, rolls around for Ian Krakowiak. I beg your pardon. Down on the ground is a Trojan as well as a Billy. Now out to center it goes. You can't give up an odd man rush if you're the Billies. Diving to keep it in center ice was Shane Neese. Now out to center, it pinballs around and set inside Trojan territory where Hayden Dawson sets it. Oh, and a risky pass as he sent it right in front of his own crease. Dutka through center. Look out for the speed of number 91. Dutka on his backhand sends it on goal. Poked away by the defenseman Krakowiak. And the length of the ice it goes to the goal line. Here, as it'll be an icing, and we get our first look at a face-off in front of the newly named goaltender Ian Krakowiak.
And Jack, I hate to say it, but insult to injury, adding it would be not being able to score on Krakowiak. And I don't want to be the one, like I said, the bearer of bad news, but that would not be a good look for West Seneca East.
Especially after all that has gone on in this contest. They only have 3 skaters on the bench, West Seneca East does. They win the faceoff. Miller at the point with a wrist shot goes wide of the cage. Clearing it, but not out. It goes back to Miller. Miller's slap shot blocked in front. And cleared by the Billies. All the way down to the goaltender, Dawson, to negate the icing. 2:45 to go. Great work by the Billies to clog the slot, not allow shots clean on goal. In over the line. Here is Ryan Piori with a shot. Save made by Krakowiak, and it's cleared.
Well, this is one for the record books, no doubt, and if it does happen to be a shutout, it's almost like a no-hitter with multiple pitchers, and Krakowiak with a key save there. But you mentioned it, Jack, Will South's defense stepping it up and really making things easy for Krakowiak, but no doubt a great save for him there on that last shot.
Unbelievable. I wonder if they're going to have to add him as a goaltender on the roster. His save percentage will be listed, his goals against average, the works. This is all counting statistically. And we've got a timeout called by West Seneca East as Philip Prinn wants to talk it over with his team. You can't not score on a skater in net, right, Tim?
You know what I can't figure out is the backup goalie situation. You know, let's say Faso got hurt. What would have been plan B for them? You really don't know, and it didn't look like they had a plan B. And fortunate for the Billies, they're up 3-0 and continuing to look strong with a normal player behind the net, a forward no less.
Unbelievable that we're even calling this game. You know, a week ago we had a goal scored.
Excuse me, a defenseman.
He's still a defenseman.
Yeah,
not unfamiliar with putting his body in front of those slap shots from the point. However, no padding that any goaltender has had. It genuinely feels like we're watching a game from 1840 right here.
And also a credit to both coaching staffs to keep this game clean with both the teams handling this situation well, especially after that major melee.
Absolutely. Puck goes out to center as it's poked ahead by Davin Krakowiak, who wants to play for his brother. Out to center it goes Josh Bird. You know, the Toronto Maple Leafs lost a game last season to an emergency backup goaltender that worked for them as he came in relief. David Ayers did for the Hurricanes goaltender. And Leaf fans will never forget that they lost to their own Zamboni driver. If you're West Seneca East and you don't score a goal on a defenseman in net, it's just the cherry on top of a bad start to a season. Out to center it goes, and the Billies are just controlling the pace of play here as there's a shot. All right, Hayden Dawson wanted to flash the leather with that one. He's still down 3-0. He dropped the puck, however, and the clock continues to go. Miller out to center, takes a shot from neutral ice, goes through the legs and to the side of the cage. Taking it out to center are the Billies. Davin Krakowiak, breaking behind the defense is Loretz with a backhander. Stop, save made, rebound, it's hacked ahead. And Hayden Dawson will hang on with 1:16 to go in the third.
Dawson having a nice finish to this game and had a really solid game at moments, and of course gave up 3 goals. But for Sean Green, the head coach of Will South, I think he's got a possible backup goalie here, Ian Krakowiak, who is getting the job done and more. The defenseman called to duty.
Unbelievable what we are witnessing here at the Northtown Center in Amherst, New York. Nowhere else but Western New York Athletics will you get this content, folks. 1 minute to go in the third period, And here come the Trojans. Great back check from the Billies. They're not able to clear. There's a shot from the point. Big save for Krakowiak. It's cleared out, not out the Miller. Now finally it trips over. And an opportunity for the Billies the other way. Ferrari with a shot. Streaks high and wide. 40 seconds to go. Big hit at open ice. And we're going to have a penalty coming up here. Evan Dutka fell on his man after getting hit.
Yeah, and Dutka there was just a little too aggressive. And, of course, frustration penalty. And that might seal the deal for Krakowiak in the shutout. I'd have to say unofficially, again, shots on net for Krakowiak. I think he stopped at least 3, maybe 4 shots. And frustration mounting on both sides still as Will South, number 6 for Will South. That's Jacob Loretz taking the penalty box again.
Dutka takes a seat for the Trojans. The Trojans now down to 2 players on their bench, 2 skaters and a goaltender. There you hear the Williamsville South faithful with the chant, and it's cleared the length of the ice here. That'll come back on an icing. 30 seconds to go. Ian Krakowiak, 30 seconds away from a Christmas miracle.
And there's no question that this game has probably helped cement a rivalry, and the teams were very evenly matched throughout. Of course, those power play goals were the difference. And right now, the deal is almost sealed with Will South up 3-0. 30 seconds left to go here at Northtown.
And another penalty being called on West Seneca East. Michael Hayes sits in the box. We just had Amherst play in the game before. They led Section 6 in Western New York in penalty minutes. Wouldn't be too surprised if the Trojans take over that title after tonight.
Yeah, they've definitely probably set a record for penalty minutes in a game this year.
A lot of records being broken. Some unprecedented things happening in tonight's contest. I was trying to say a bit earlier, we had a highlight reel goal we were trying to get on ESPN and SportsCenter a couple weeks ago. This probably has more of a chance to get on SportsCenter with a defenseman playing in goal with 5 skaters in front of him. For 6 minutes almost he's played in goal. And 20 seconds to go, no goal has been scored as the Billies are going to pin this one against the wall. With 18 and counting now remaining.
Have to give a shout out to our great camera work tonight by Russ Battaglia and our production staff of Francis Beck and Tim Gardner, helping bring you some great action and certainly a memorable game as things heat up again with 6.7 left to go.
More pushing and shoving draws a whistle. All we want to do is wrap this baby up and tie it in a bow, leave it under the tree for St. Nick on Saturday.
Well, and for West Seneca East, this is a big lump of coal in the stocking, if you will.
West Seneca East will move to 0-5 on the season, still in search of their first victory. They'll have another shot in a couple days on Monday as they take on Lewiston Porter at 7 o'clock on Monday. Will South's going to move to 2-3-1 overall. Their first conference victory on the season, 1-2-1.
Standing room only now in the penalty box for West Seneca East as 4 Trojans are in the box. And things are certainly heated, where the fans are also intense in this game, and rightfully so. It's been an intense game, and unfortunately this third period has got out of hand, Jack.
And another penalty is going to be called here as bodies are being tripped up. And just a bunch of unsportsmanlike here. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of these players are missing a good amount of time of this season for their actions today.
Yeah, and the review will be thorough, I'm sure.
Jonathan Lozada now joins the box. 5 Trojans now in the penalty box.
And it's surprising they're not running. There we go. We're going to run the clock. That does it.
That'll do it. A shutout for Jace Faso and Ian Krakowiak. The West Seneca East Trojans couldn't score on a defenseman in goal. That's your story for tonight. 3-0 is our final. The goals scored in order. First period on a power play, it was Michael Scardino with a power play goal. Assist goes to Nolan Feinberg and Jack Schaefer. The second goal came in the second period, also on the power play, also by Michael Scardino. The lone assist on that one to the goalkeeper, Ian Krakowiak. So to have a shutout and an assist in one game as a defenseman, unbelievable for Krakowiak. And then the third goal in the third period, the lone even strength tally on the night came with 8:13 to go. Before the mayhem, it was Davin Krakowiak. So a big night for the Krakowiaks as Davin gets the third assist on that one to Frank Palladino and Noah Stoffel.
And the holiday cheer is here. The nice way to finish it with some good sportsmanship. The remaining players on the ice with a final handshake to finish things off. And, West Seneca East, you got to like the fact that they showed a chip on their shoulder, maybe a little too much at times, but this game was more than chippy, Jack. It was highly entertaining, and unfortunately for that third period, a bit discombobulated.
Absolutely, and we thank you for joining us tonight. On behalf of everyone here at Western New York Athletics, we wish you a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holiday, a Happy New Year. We will rejoin you at our next high school hockey game in a very short while. On behalf of everyone in our crew at Western New York Athletics, for Tim Morozic, I'm Jack Cruiser, and I bid you adieu.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com. Ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. Get started today at howardhanna.com.
Avoiding care can lead to worse problems. Don't delay care. We're here for you.